We all know that sending a child or yourself to school can be costly. This morning, we're talking about a company at work in Connecticut that hopes to help you with financial planning. Stacy Smith and Tom Palowi join us from Vaylark Financial Services. They are both financial advisors and registered representatives. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Let's start first and foremost with tell me a little bit more about Vaylark Financial Services.
Sure. Vaylark Financial Services is a firm in downtown Hartford, right on Main Street. We've been in business for about 20 years under different broker-dealers, and we consider ourselves more of a boutique-level firm where we can tailor our services to what our clients really need, whether it be college funding planning, wealth management, portfolio management, retirement services, and risk mitigation strategies as well.
With all of those different things, who are the clients that you serve?
We see a lot of clients that are between 45 to 55, mainly parents with kids in high school who are getting ready to pay for school. Okay. And they're looking some kind of way to find out what the best strategies are. So we do a lot of seminars all over the state as an office. We do about 50 to 70 seminars a year at high schools and community centers, educating and doing a seminar of what are the strategies that people don't know about and what are the changes that have happened over the last year that could have a great impact on their financial aid process. And there's a lot of things that evolve every single year.
Yeah, and talk to me a little bit about some of those things that evolve, maybe some of the tips that you give these families.
The most important thing is to keep your expectations under control, and that's what we lead the seminar with, is because many families overextend on what school and what the tuition is going to be. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that it's almost like buying a car looking for a school. It's that nobody pays retail. So what is the best deal that you could get within the schools? And a lot of things that Stacy and I also focus on working with individuals is understanding that you could actually appeal the offer that you received from the school. So you could go back and ask for more money, and we've been very successful with our clients to be able to get them, even if it's just a few $1,000s or maybe a better loan. Yeah. And it helps them tremendously. It could make the difference between going to a school that you really wanted to go to or in the school that maybe was your second or third choice.
Yeah, because it can be very overwhelming when you're looking at all those costs and trying to make out the budget and figure out how you're going to pay for everything.
Absolutely. And, you know, a lot of schools require the FAFSA or the CSS profile, and that's very cut and dry information. Not every family has a perfect financial family situation. So what we're able to do via appeal letter writing is kind of illustrate the gray areas, you know, all the nuances of surprise medical bills or if financials have changed recently due to layoffs or relocations. So that's something that we really want to help parents with, explain to the colleges that say, hey, my daughter or son really wants to go to your school. They're going to be great for your atmosphere, but, you know, can you work with us a little bit on that?
I'm sorry.
And to illustrate that a little bit more is that when you're filling out the FAFSA or the CSS profile, in that a lot of the information is black and white. Here's the data, and here's the output for what your expected family contribution is going to be. But there's a lot of soft aspects to a household that they do not take into account. So what you have to do is really communicate with the school, speak with a financial aid officer at the school to let them know, while this is what the numbers bear out, there's all these other things that are happening that actually make it more difficult for me to pay for this school. So can you help us in that situation? And many schools do.
There are a lot of people, too, that maybe aren't dealing with college, but are still trying to figure out their finances. You know, especially in today's economy, we have a lot of people who have, you know, their dual incomes and they're working, some of people individually are working second jobs. What would you say to our viewers? Maybe, I don't want to say one key piece of advice, but if you could give one key piece of advice, what should you do to make sure that your financial situation is the best it can be?
I would say start off with really knowing with what benefits your employer currently is offering. A lot of businesses are offering benefits, whether it be short-term disability, life insurance, but also offsetting some costs for 401k or augmenting with a match. And a lot of the individuals that we're meeting with, whether it be to review life insurance, college planning, or retirement, aren't really keyed in on exactly what they already have. So to really know what you already have and to then know how to fill in the gaps to make sure that you're protected, on pace for retirement, and you know what options you have as far as alternate sources for college funding.
And maybe many people really underestimate that aspect of it. They're taking a look at maybe what's in their 401k plan in terms of how much they've saved, but they're not looking at what the employer benefits actually mean to them today and in the long term. And the devil's always in the details, is what is your benefit going to be? Let's say if you become disabled and can't work. What is the income that you're going to get after that? And is that benefit enough? So what we're also trying to do is take the expertise that we've taken with doing the seminars for families, expand that over to the employers and helping employers educate their employees on what those benefits are so they could really take benefit of it.
All right, Tom and Stacy, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank
We
you.
really
Thank
you for having
appreciate
us
it.
again.
And if you have a business that you think we should feature here on Fox 61, email us at WorkinCT@fox61.com and share what makes Connecticut great using the hashtag CTConfident.